Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 SSM Health Mission Days live event. And now, please welcome Patrick McCrudden.
Well, hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick McCrudden, and I'm honored to serve as the Chief Mission Integration Officer for SSM Health, and I'm really pleased to welcome you to this virtual celebration of our mission and heritage. It's wonderful to see how many people are able to join us live right now. We know we're in the midst of very difficult times in our world, in our nation, and in our ministries. And so it's wonderful to see, even in the midst of that busyness, that some of you have been able to join us at this live event. And I know that many more of you are going to be able to see the recording of this, and it will be equally nourishing to your spirit. So Mission Days is a tradition in SSM Health, and it's one of the ways that we celebrate this ministry that was started by our founding sisters more than 148 years ago. Now, Mission Days is special this year because it's happening during Heritage Week, and it's happening across the ministry all at the same time. In the past, often Mission Days would be at different times of the year based on the particular needs of the regions or the ministries who were celebrating. But this year we decided to bring it all together and have Mission Days during Heritage Week because this is a special year, of course. It's a difficult year, but it's also a special year. And we feel like now more than ever, it's important for us to be united as one community, supporting each other and supporting everybody who we serve. So in this next hour, I hope you and your peers from across SSM Health are going to feel reinvigorated and inspired. Let's take a little bit more time and talk about why we're here today. The theme of our live event is connecting to purpose. And during our time together, we're going to pause to reflect on our journey and our purpose, both as a ministry and as individuals. Our reason for doing, for creating, and existing. I'd like you to take some time to really reflect on what has brought you here. What is the reason you show up and work hard every day? What are you working towards? In other words, what's your purpose? We know when we know our purpose and that our work makes a difference, we are more effective, and our work and our personal lives become much more rewarding for us and fulfilling. Purpose also gives us courage and resilience, something we definitely need during these difficult times. And it also helps us to inspire and engage others. So here at SSM Health, we're deeply fortunate to have a mission and a purpose that is far greater than what any one of us could achieve alone. We are descendants in a long line of courageous religious women who clearly understood their purpose. These are the women we celebrate this week during Heritage Week and whose work we are honored to continue today. Inspired by the gospel and the life and teachings of St. Francis of Assisi and St. Clare of Assisi, these religious women were committed to caring for the sick and the suffering, and they made a profound difference in the lives and everyone they cared for. It's our privilege to continue their healing ministry through all the things that we do, the medical, the social, the political, the economic, the environmental, and maybe most importantly, the spiritual actions that improve people's lives in the communities we serve. We know that we're committed to providing and delivering safe, high-quality, affordable health care, but we have to always remember that our ministry means much more than that. It's much more than healthcare. It's much more than medicine, as important as that is. It's how we choose to care for people. It's how we choose to care for our patients, our customers, our family members, by taking that time to be present, by taking the time to listen, to understand their questions, to answer their questions, maybe just to hold their hand and perhaps to pray with them. It's how we choose to invest in the people and communities that perhaps some others have abandoned, those who are economically, physically, and socially marginalized. This is how we deliver on our mission and reveal God's healing presence in a powerful and enduring way. It's that mission that grounds and unites all of us. Throughout this hour, we're going to hear things that we believe are going to inspire us. You'll hear the term passport to purpose. Think about the concept of a passport. Passport is something that shows your identity, but also a passport is a tool that gets you to different places. And today we're going to share with you, in some ways, some tools that can serve as a passport to your purpose. You're going to hear from some remarkable religious women who are going to challenge our thinking and inspire us to demonstrate the healing power of presence. We're also going to be recognizing some of our own exceptional employees who are carrying forward this legacy in a way that has gathered the admiration of their peers from within this first system-wide Mission in Motion Awards. So I would invite you to sit back, if you can, and relax, and allow yourself to be fully present for the next hour. We're so glad that you're here. Now it's my privilege to introduce Laura Kaiser, SSM Health's President and CEO, who is going to explain more about the significance of this week to our ministry.
Hello, I am Laura Kaiser, President and CEO of SSM Health. Today we begin a week-long celebration of our mission and heritage. Due to social distancing, our Mission Days and Heritage Week activities will look a little different this year. I hope you will find time to reconnect to our purpose as individuals and as a ministry. Thank you for your continued dedication and tireless efforts caring for our patients and communities throughout the pandemic. In these uncertain times, our neighbors, friends, and loved ones have looked to us for hope and healing, just as our communities looked to our founding sisters when they arrived in St. Louis more than 148 years ago during a smallpox outbreak. These fearless women were driven by a higher purpose and a love for God and people, a desire to ease human suffering and bring healing in mind, body, and spirit. Today, we continue to be driven by that same purpose. At SSM Health, our mission is at the core of everything we do. We honor and celebrate that mission in many ways throughout the year. This week, we want to again recognize the many ways God's healing presence is revealed every day across our ministry. I invite you to spend a few moments this week to pause and connect to your deeper purpose, personally and professionally. May you be refreshed and inspired as we learn and grow together, focusing on the sacredness of our work. Thank you for carrying on the spirit of our founding sisters, the Franciscan Sisters of Mary, as well as the Felician Sisters and the Sisters of St. Agnes, and the work they began more than a century ago. In the words of our foundress, Mother Mary Odelia, may we each continue courageously for the love of God.
Well, a special thank you to Laura Kaiser for sharing that wonderful message. If you think about that concept of a passport to purpose, certainly a passport is a tool. Well, one of the ways, one of the tools, may not be the right word to use here, that we find our purpose is through prayer. And so, of course, at SSM Health, we have a tradition that we begin things, meetings, our get-togethers, and certainly this event with a reflection and prayer. And so I'm very pleased to be joined by Yvette Battle, a senior accounts payable associate at our system office, who is going to share with us a reflection that she wrote called Yesterday.
Good morning or good afternoon, SSM. And again, I am very honored and thankful that the committee has chosen me to give a reflection for this special occasion. To start with a little prayer, we come to you, loving and present God, asking for your help as we make our ways through this challenging time. Yesterday. Do you remember yesterday? Yesterday when you could go anywhere at any time. The yesterday when you could get together and party all night long. The yesterday when we were able to walk into a store and purchase what we wanted or needed. The yesterday when giving a hug was so welcome. And so from me to you, I'm sending a great big hug. The yesterday when the kids played ball and skipped rope in the neighborhood. The yesterday when you said, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. I would like to have those yesterdays back, and I know you would too. Well, the yesterdays have changed, and so has our purpose. So I ask you, ever present and loving God, to guide us towards our purpose as we must learn to appreciate our freedom. We must not take for granted the necessities of life. We must respect all people regardless of age, color, or race. We must make good of our precious time. We must help and encourage one another, especially our frontline workers who we do greatly appreciate. We must take time to understand different cultures. We must learn to listen and not be so quick to judge. In closing, Lord, I pray our yesterdays do not become a mere twinkle. May our tomorrows bring greater purpose with a renewed commitment to your mission above all else. Then we can look back on yesterday and hear the words, well done, my faithful servant. Amen. In ending, I would like to encourage and plead to everyone to please wear a mask because it do help. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Yvette. What a wonderful and timely message. When each of you reflects on the challenges of the past several months, or even the challenges of yesterday, as Yvette referred to, I hope that you are assured that your patients and your communities are already saying to you, well done. Like our founding sisters, you have showed incredible dedication, compassion, and courage. And you are an inspiration to one another and to our communities. If we think about a passport to purpose, one of those ways is gratitude, both in giving and receiving. So please take a few minutes to receive from gratitude in this message created especially for you.
thank you to all of you who have sacrificed so much, working so diligently to take care of those in their time of need.
You truly are our heroes. And from North County, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you to the frontline workers for keeping us all healthy and safe, and for the service that you are giving to our community.
Just want to say thank you to all the healthcare workers out there in this time of need. Thanks for all you do to keep us safe and healthy.
I appreciate the work you do each and every day. Thank you so much. God bless you.
We will forever be indebted to you, so thank you.
I want to say to all of you, thank you.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed that, and I hope everybody takes the opportunity to receive that gift of thanks coming from our communities. Now I have the privilege of introducing our keynote speaker for today. Sister Judy Bell is the president of the Franciscan Sisters of Mary, and I could spend a lot of time, all of our time, in fact, just giving you the history of this incredible woman. But I'm just going to share a few of the highlights so you know who you're listening to. Sister Judy is celebrating her 60th anniversary of entrance into the Franciscan Sisters of Mary. She is a nurse. She received her first nursing degree in 1963, and she's worked in a variety of settings, including being a nurse in the hospital, head nurse, also home health, parish nursing, and of course in a lot of administrative leadership nursing positions. In 1996, she became a nurse practitioner in family practice, and again worked in a variety of settings, including serving the economically disadvantaged among the Native American community in Pima, Arizona, and then also serving economically disadvantaged women in the Appalachia region of Kentucky. As a leader within her religious community, she has focused her life and ministry on strengthening and deepening her community's focus of presence, service, and compassionate care of creation in collaboration with others. So we're so pleased to be able to share her message with you today.
Blessings to each of you as we commemorate Heritage Week for 2020. I am Sister Judith Bell, President of the Franciscan Sisters of Mary. I was asked to share a few thoughts with you about Passport to Purpose, one of your themes this year, and to do so in relation to our founding sisters and my role as president of our congregation. On November 16, 1872, Mother Odelia Berger arrived in St. Louis with 4 other sisters. That's 148 years ago. Her passport to purpose was partially known. She and the sisters left Germany because of the Franco-Prussian War, the instability that existed at that time, and for pursuing religious freedom, which was compromised and diminishing. There was an unknown aspect of our early sisters' passport to purpose, and that was what would be their future in ministry in St. Louis. So from their history, not every purpose is fully known all at once or in a given frame of time. That's when faith, trust, and risk-taking become operative, and indeed it did in their lives. You may recall some of the early history. They lived in a tenement dwelling close to the St. Louis riverfront and connected to St. Mary's of Victory Church. Neighbors befriended them, and when it was noticed they had no light in their home, a neighbor provided them with an oil lamp. It was not long after their arrival that Mother Odelia and the sisters became aware of their specific passport to purpose. History tells us there was a smallpox epidemic raging in St. Louis. The sisters, while in Germany, had provided nursing care to the soldiers during the war, and with that experience, knew they could care for those suffering with smallpox. While this was a contagious disease, they did not hesitate to fulfill a need very evident at the time. Mother Odelia was frequently seen walking the streets with a black armband in place, which indicated she was contagious and a reminder for others to keep their distance. The sisters were engaged in the first home health opportunities in 1872 and 73. Mother Odelia frequently was seen carrying a basket on her arms that had food or simple medical supplies that she was taking to her sisters, providing care. Thus, the history behind the basket. From it, you can receive, as well as assist in replenishing necessary items into the basket. While one considers that the definition of purpose includes such words as goals, objective, intention, this initially unknown purpose for our early sisters became a reality. This is an example of attending to the situation as it presents itself and doing the best that one can. There are times when purpose is well defined and we know what is ours to do. At other times, when clarity is not obvious, the response might be, let's make a plan, do something, and then evaluate. I would say all of us have experienced both of these situations in our lives and have become the wiser for the pursuit. Sometimes this action can be explained as risk-taking or listening to one's inner spirit or heart, but there is something or someone that is calling for an action or goal to be achieved. For me, there are times I hearken back to some of my favorite scripture passages for reflection and prayer time before making a decision. One of these is from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verses 1 to 11, and I quote, "There is an appointed time for everything, and a time for every purpose under the heavens. The Holy One has made everything appropriate to its time." End quote. Another scripture that comes from Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11 is, quote, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future." End quote. And then the golden rule, expressed in various ways in multi-faith denominations, reminds us, quote, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." End quote. Jesus' message reminds us frequently to love one another, serve one another, be kind to one another, pray for one another. All are purposeful actions and intentions. All of you at SSM Health have 2 words, purposeful reminders that embrace and enhance your mission. Quote, "Through our exceptional healthcare services, we reveal the healing presence of God. These purpose reminders are respect, compassion, excellence, stewardship, and community. All of them are relational, and all our goals are purposes for internal and external relationships. As did Mother Odelia and every congregational leader after her, the Passport to Purpose, along with members of the leadership teams, is to ensure the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of our sisters are met so that each of us can, to the best of our abilities, be that gift of presence, compassion, love, and service to others. Today, our congregation has a special focus on compassionate care of creation in collaboration with others, promoting environmental justice within civic communities, and working towards sustainability of planet Earth for generations to come. In addition to our gift of presence is our gift of prayers, a very specific, intentional purpose for the Franciscan Sisters of Mary. And so, as we celebrate this Heritage Week, it is my privilege to assure each of you that you are special to us and are faithfully remembered in our prayers for the legacy that is ours and begun many years ago and continued by each of you in very special ways. We thank you abundantly for your generosity and the gifts you bring to SSM Health and that you share with so many others. I'd like to end my reflections with the words of Mother Mary Odelia Berger. Continue courageously for the love of God. God bless each of you, and happy Heritage Week.
What incredible wisdom from Sister Judy. As I've reflected on her message several times, I keep coming back to the point that we may feel like we are in unprecedented times today with what we're facing in the COVID-19 pandemic, but really responding to the needs of our communities is deep in the DNA of SSM Health. So from the very beginning, God has been with this ministry, assisting as we have responded to pandemics, whether that was smallpox or yellow fever, down through today. The other thing I take from Sister Judy's powerful message, there's many things, but I think of the lamp being given by the family to the sisters. So they didn't always have everything that they needed, but when they had trust, when they had faith, they received enough that they could continue to respond. I also think of the basket, and actually I have a basket pin on here. I think of the basket and what the sisters carried through the streets and how that basket was for both giving and receiving. And I think it's an important message for each one of us to think about, pause, reflect, and pray. What are the things that I need to receive from the basket, receive from God, and what are the things that I need to contribute? For myself, I know I think about needing that trust that the sisters have, that the sisters had, and receive that trust from the basket, because that trust is coming from God. And then we're able to do what Sister Judy encouraged us to do. Make a plan, do the best we can, and then respond as we see how that plan develops. So powerful message, powerful words from the president of the Franciscan Sisters of Mary. At SSM Health, we talk a lot about presence. You see that word very often. It's in all of our advertising. But for us, presence isn't just a word. It is our very purpose, and it has been right from the start. It's what we do and how we do it. Our earliest sisters, as you just heard, were fully present to the needs that were in front of them, right? So they responded to those needs, whether it was by listening, understanding, delivering something, whether it was food or medicine, but taking care of and responding to the needs of the poor and suffering. And that sacred purpose that has been given to us by God continues with us today. So I'd like you to take a few minutes now and listen to a few more of our sisters who are so very important to us and who have a very powerful message about the meaning of presence.
My understanding of presence is really quite simple. It is being your heartfelt self fully present to the moment, to the person, to the situation, with a listening heart and a caring spirit.
One of the greatest gifts we can give through the concept of presence is the ability to touch, to listen, and to restore. That is what our patients, their families, our staff can best benefit from us being in the room with them.
As we deliver trays, as we serve people behind the counter, as we talk to the doctors, as we greet the patients in the hall, am I truly present to them? Is my being engaged with them? Because it's all about relationships, and if we're not relating, we're not bringing any kind of healing presence to anyone.
When I think of presence, I think of individual human encounters, one person to another, whether it be a patient, a colleague, where they are at, not where we want them to be.
Sometimes when we're busy, we have a tendency to be down the road, but presence calls me to be in the moment, as fully as I can be. So part of that is being aware of when I might want to drift or how I might drift, call myself back to, just being in the moment for what the situation might ask.
There needs to be an awareness within a situation, good or bad, that you are bringing yourself into the lives of other people, and that the strength you need in order to make a positive impact has got to come from your own personal strength.
Everyone associated with SSM Health, all employees, nurses, service personnel, providers, we're all entrusted with carrying on the mission. And I think it's important for each of us to bring our heart and our soul to everything that we do, in addition to our professional expertise.
We all have a role that we know and a job description of what we're supposed to do, and that's what we're doing, but who are we when we do it? That's the question, who do they really see being revealed? And so when we're giving our care, when we're striving for excellence, that's a means to an end. The end is revealing the healing presence of God. So how am I being healing to my coworker or to the families or to the patients as I go about whatever I do? Our presence is what really matters.
I read a reflection once that spoke about if there was another name for God, it might be presence. In the Hebrew scripture, God says, I am who am, which means that God is really present. And Jesus says, know that I am with you always until the end of time, that Jesus is really present with us. So the practice of presence is something that is so core to who we are at SSM. And now we have an opportunity to recognize 6 exceptional SSM Health coworkers who embody that very spirit of presence that our sisters were just describing, who embody our mission statement and are bringing God's healing presence. And here to present those 2020 Mission in Motion Awards is our Mission Integration Vice President, Laura Richter.
Good afternoon, everyone. A pleasure to be with you. Every day we hear and witness examples of how our exceptional employees and physicians are living the mission and values of SSM Health. I'm sure each of us could relay countless stories of coworkers going above and beyond for those we work with and those we serve, demonstrating extraordinary compassion and respect. This year, we asked you to share those stories with us and nominate one of your peers for the 2020 Mission in Motion Award. Someone you believe truly lives out the SSM Health mission every day, bringing kindness and care to our patients, families, team members, and neighbors, revealing the healing presence of God. I'm thrilled to be here with you today to announce the Mission in Motion Award winners from each region within SSM Health. And each region was asked to nominate someone. This afternoon, we are excited to honor these individuals for the Mission in Motion Awards. So let's get started. Our first stop is in mid-Missouri. Our 2020 Mission in Motion Award winner comes to us from SSM Health, St. Mary's Hospital in Jefferson City. Please join me in congratulating Ernest Crawford. Ernest is a security guard at the hospital, and his nominator says this: Ernest Crawford patrols on the midnight shift and has for over 7 years. He takes his role as a safety and security officer to heart. He believes St. Mary's is a family who he loves dearly. When not working at St. Mary's, he donates about 45 hours per month to his church's food pantry, and in addition, mentors young men in the community. Ernest is always willing to listen, respond with empathy, and lend a helping hand. He truly lives out the mission of SSM Health. A big congratulations to Ernest on this well-deserved recognition. And now, let's head out west to SSM Health of Oklahoma. Our 2020 Mission in Motion Award winner is a patient access representative from SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital in Oklahoma City. Big congratulations go to Joyce Green. It is said that Joyce exhibits compassion, respect, and kindness to our patients, coworkers, and customers. She supports her team, and her positive outlook and attitude have direct impact on the team members, enabling them to deliver exceptional care to our customers. Big congratulations for you, Joyce. Now let's head on over to Southern Illinois. Our 2020 Mission in Motion Award winner is a manager of supply chain operations. Today we congratulate Pat Bronson. Here's a highlight from Pat's nomination. Pat goes above and beyond every single day, all day long, at work and even at home, to take care of all of us. Pat works for everybody. Pat is depended on by all of Southern Illinois employees. You'll often hear someone say, when in doubt, ask Pat. She will take care of your issues, whether it is related to her job or not. She remembers everything and works hard for everyone. There is no one person that takes care of so many with so much efficiency and always has a smile on her face. Pat is 1 in a million, and we are so lucky to have her. Big congratulations go to you, Pat. Now, let's move across the state line and head to SSM Health St. Louis. Congratulations go to Kelly McKee. Kelly McKee is a music therapist at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. Here is a little bit of what you need to know about Kelly. The programs Kelly McKee has initiated and expanded have had long-lasting effects on the overall morale and well-being. She fills the hospital with music and joy. She helps acknowledge, through music, birthdays, last chemo treatments, lengthy discharges, and employee support. You may have seen her featured on the Today Show and across the internet for her amazing dedication and impact. Kelly also started a program for parents whose child have a terminal illness. She will work with the doctors and nurses to record the child's heartbeat. Then, Kelly will use that recording to make a heartbeat recording song to their favorite song. This has proved to be an amazing gift for the families. Congratulations, Kelly. Now, let's visit the SSM Health System Business Office. Our 2020 Mission in Motion Award from the SSM Health System Businesses is Amberly Thomas Lucky. Amberly is a supervisor of revenue cycle, and here's what her nominee had to say about her. Amberly reminds me, no matter how stressed I am, of the importance of remembering the patients and families behind every phone call, every email, and every authorization. I remember one conversation with Amberly when she got teary-eyed as she explained to me how much this meant to her. She shared with me that just that morning, she was walking into work, feeling extremely stressed out, when a Cardinal Glennon helicopter flew over our building. She went on to explain that this was all the reminder she needed of our mission and why we are here doing what we do. This has resonated with me since that day, and is something I will never forget when I am feeling stressed or discouraged in my work. Big congratulations go to you, Amberly. Our final Mission Motion Award winner is from SSM Health of Wisconsin. This Mission in Motion winner comes to us from Dean Health System, and not only has she been an inspiration to her peers, she's also been a role model for her daughter who submitted this nomination. Congratulations go to Wendy Marshall. Wendy Marshall is truly the embodiment of the SSM Health mission. She reveals the healing presence of God in everything she does. Wendy is a humble hero who has given her heart and soul to the Dean Health System and SSM Health for 42 years. Her daughter, Lauren, was so inspired by her mother's dedication to the dignity and sanctity of each person she meets that she decided to pursue a career in medicine as well. Lauren says, "I couldn't be more proud of her. I aspire to live up to the example she has set for me." Big congratulations go to you, Wendy. And congratulations go to all of our 20 and 20 Mission in Motion winners. We want to thank everyone who took the time to submit such thoughtful and inspiring nominations. And we are blessed to have so many exceptional coworkers who are deserving of recognition. You know, up on the screen, we see the 6 people who were recognized this year, but there are countless others in our ministries each and every day who are going above and beyond to respond to community need, to provide that presence that we've heard about. And I hope you'll take a moment today to think about someone who's crossed your path today, who's lightened your load, who's brought a smile to your face, who you've watched do something extraordinary, even though it might have been ordinary, but that they've reached out to someone around them and lived that mission, those values, and that presence that is the core of who SSM Health is. It's been my pleasure to be able to recognize these wonderful award winners for 2020, and I challenge you to do a little recognition of your own today.
Thank you, Laura, and I add my congratulations to each of the deserving Mission in Motion winners. An observation that came to me as I was sitting and listening to what Laura was saying and what she was reading for each one of the winners was the connection, the thread, if you will, back to our founding sisters. Because we tend to put people like our founders on perhaps a pedestal, which is important because they did do some extraordinary things. But sometimes by putting people on a pedestal, that puts them out of our reach, and we don't think of ourselves as being able to live out our purpose, live out our commitment, live out our faith to the same extent that they did. But as we heard, and as I hope we know, that's just not the case. Each one of us is called by God in this time and in this place to respond and to help God's people. Each one of us. There's no one who does not have that calling from God. We just have to open ourselves, open our lives, open our ears, and hear that call. When I hear those stories, I can just feel so inspired that these women and men who are serving with us today are connected by that thread, which is God, back to our foundresses. So that is bringing our 2020 live event to a close. I want to thank you for making the time to be here today. Hope you've been inspired and feel a deeper connection to SSM Health and a greater understanding of your purpose. You have a few different opportunities to connect to purpose, whether through prayer, whether through looking at our history and heritage, whether looking at the inspiring coworkers who are working next to you, being an inspiring coworker yourself, and many, many other ways. So this virtual live event is just one way to connect you to our mission and experience all that this week has to offer. So I would encourage you to please check with your local ministry for additional events and activities, and be sure to visit our website on the internet and on My News for prayer resources, podcasts, and more. So I thank you and wish you a happy Heritage Week.